members of the board are present. The next item on our proposed agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. You're seated. And please stand and join us. The flag is in the corner here in front of the building. And join us with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. The next item on our proposed agenda is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Gardner, is there support?
I'll support it.
Mr. Wareham? I saw Mr. Janke getting ready, and
I almost did, but then I didn't.
Thank you. So, moved by Ms. Gardner, supported by Mr. Wareham.
Okay.
Are there any suggested deletions or additions to the agenda as presented?
I would have one.
From Mr. Matfolk?
Just put on new business on Lake Street.
Under new business, we'll add Lake Street at the request of our water supervisor. That would be H. Thank you, Bob. Ms. Gardner, Mr. Worm, you're accepting of that amended item for the agenda?
Yes.
Hearing nothing else, all in favor of approving the agenda as amended for tonight's meeting, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. We have an agenda. Item 5 listed on our approved agenda is approval of the minutes from the September 8th, 2021 meeting. They're in your packet. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented? Ms. Houle, is there support?
Support.
Mr. Janke, we have a motion and support for the minutes for our September 8th, 2021 meeting. Are there any suggested corrections, deletions, additions to the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion to approve the minutes as presented, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've approved the minutes for the September meeting. Item 6, financial reports. In your packet, you have reports for the township, the general fund, road fund, Mason Wastewater Fund, Tamarack City Water, and Osceola Township Water. Trust everyone has had a chance to look at these. Ms. Houle, are there any highlights that you would like to identify? Ms. Gardner, anything that you would like to add?
The stuff on the general, on the profit and loss budget versus the actual, where it's showing negatives on those, they're not. There has to be a correction. I let Tracy have her weekend off without calling her to ask her about it, so that'll get fixed.
Understanding then the correction, do I have a motion to accept the financial reports as presented?
Move.
Mr. Janke, is there support for Mr. Janke's motion to accept the financial reports?
I'll second.
Mr. Wareham, is there any further discussion on the Township General Fund report, Road Fund, Mason Wastewater Fund, Tamarack City Water, Osceola Township Water financial report?
So item E on our new business, is that gonna start taking care of our budget here? Are we gonna, is that some of the stuff we're gonna look at?
Yes, that's exactly what it's
I mean,
intended to address.
Yeah, okay, because it's hard to see if we're over budget or if we're in bad shape when there's no numbers filling out that half, you know?
There will be completed budgets for that meeting, reflecting everything, and the discussion will focus on our 3 primary budgets, plus all of our revenue streams. Any other questions about the financial reports? Hearing none? We have a motion, Ms. Wolf? To accept? We do?
We already motioned and approved, that was just discussion. And
Oh,
now
I'm
we
sorry.
gotta- Now we got a
Discussion
vote.
after we got, we call for a vote, but we
Yeah.
were discussing, so I wanted to make sure we had a motion, and then on occasion we've done roll call, but we don't really need to
Yeah.
roll call because we're spent. We'll have a vote then on accepting the financial reports. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Approval of payment of the bills, the general fund, road fund, Mason fund, TC water fund, and Osceola Township utility / water fund. Reports are in front of you. Ms. Houle, Ms. Gardner, are there any things that you would like to highlight relative to the payment of bills? Are there any questions about the bills that have been paid? Hearing none, a motion to approve payment of the bills in order? Ms. Houle, is there support for the motion to approve the bills?
I'll support.
Ms. Houle supports. Any additional discussion on the of paying the bills? The general fund, road fund, Mason fund, TC water, or Osceola Township water? Since we're paying the bills, Ms. Houle, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Janke?
Yep.
Mr. Wareham?
Yes.
Mr. Halkola?
Yes,
And yes.
thank you. Item 8, public comment. Anyone present who would like to address the township board will be given up to 3 minutes at this time to provide their input to the board for the board's consideration. Would ask that you identify yourself prior to beginning, and the 3 minutes will start when you begin talking. Is anyone interested? Mr. Schmidt?
Yes, Horace Schmidt. I would like to invite the board to come to the Copper Country Recycling Initiative meeting next week, Thursday, the 21st of October at 1:30 p.m. at the Carnegie Library. And we will be having Brad Austin, who heads up the recycling program in Marquette County. And then we will also have the new person from the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy to talk about what the department is doing in terms of recycling. They actually call it materials management now. So it's a program that we're inviting other townships in the county to come to, so that you have an opportunity to see what we can do to get a countywide recycling and stop sending the stuff to landfills. And so that's the purpose of informing our local officials about the possible opportunities for moving along in that direction. So again, it's at 1:30 on October 21st, and it's at the Carnegie Library in Houghton. So that's item number 1. Number 2, I would like to point out that Senator McBroom has introduced 2 pieces of legislation for organizations to meet, and in each of them he has put in the ability of those organizations to use electronic means of holding meetings. So I just wanted to make the board aware that the things are moving along, and I think we're seeing the future coming slowly but surely. So thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else that would like to address the board at this time? Hearing none, please note the time, Ms. Houle, and we'll move into the balance of our agenda. A second opportunity for public comment will be provided before we adjourn near the end of the meeting. Reports. There is no assessor's report available for activities over the last month. There is in your packet a maintenance report. In addition, you have recommendations coming up from the Osceola Water / Utility Board meeting. We've already accepted the financials, that was one of the
Right.
recommendations. Is there anything else that this board needs to consider? And because this board is the utility board, it has already accepted the invitation for the joint meeting. Also in your packet is a report from Delaware Bay Fire Department, Delaware Bay First Responders. You'll find a Tamarack City Fire Department report for both August and September. A Tamarack City Utility Board report Torch Lake Sewage Authority August and September report. Are there any questions, comments, concerns about any of those reports? If not, I will,
have in my packet a report from the water,
that might be Tamarack City, is that the one that was? There should be a secretary's
It's
report
Tamarack.
for Tamarack City.
Yep.
Some of what I have from my report, we've already discussed. I will move expeditiously through items. I've talked with Tim Gasparich relative to Calumet Township's purchase of the Michigan American water system. The talks continue but have slowed slightly. The hope is that he will be present along with others around those activities at a Tamarack City Water Board meeting either in November or December. He has availed himself to come to the Township Board meeting as well, if that's the board's pleasure, in the same time frame. The status of the Semco request for an easement is rather interesting. I met with them today on the fly. Gabe from their Nagani Township office was up, met with him by the Dotto property at the end of Cedar Street. And after a lengthy discussion and assistance from Christa as to who owns what across from the Dotto house, or on the, I guess would be the south and east side of Cedar, their discussion was that even with the township owning the property that runs in between two pieces of the Dotto property on what used to be the 5th